I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Video is now resurfacing from May 8th of 2021, showing Donald Trump boarding a private jet from Florida to Bedminster in New Jersey, with a staff holding multiple boxes bearing a very strong resemblance to the boxes of top secret materials found at Mar-A-Lago. Now, the timing of this, May 8th, 2021, is just 2 days after May 6th, 2021, where, based on the history that we now know was taking place, NARA, the National Archives, had contacted Trump's team saying documents were missing and may be at Mar-A-Lago. So if we pull up right now on this video what the boxes at Mar-A-Lago looked like, pull that up right there. And now let's show that as compared to a close-up of the boxes that were being loaded onto a private jet for Bedminster. Now, this article originally appeared in the DailyMail in a May 9th, 2021 article. And at that time, the significance of these boxes, people just weren't paying attention really to what was going on at that time period. I mean, there were some people who did raise red flags, to be fair, of like, hey, what are these boxes? But definitely didn't permeate or percolate any high-level investigative reporting. But these videos are now raising significant concerns, and these concerns echo what lots of people had been saying immediately when the search warrant was executed at Mar-A-Lago on August 8th, which was, we need to check other locations. It clearly can't only be at Mar-A-Lago. People were saying we should check for Bedminster. People were saying we should check at Trump Tower. People were saying we should check in other locations. And this raises significant concerns, especially as we know, for example, from Mar-A-Lago, like there were folders with the markings of classified and top secret that had contents missing from it as well. And so where did those documents go? It would seem to not be logical that, knowing Trump and his level and layers of criminality, that he would just bring these records to Mar-A-Lago. It would seem to be fairly common sense, knowing the level and layers of his criminality, that he would also bring it to Bedminster, where, by the way, the Saudis hosted their golf tournament at Bedminster within days after Trump buried his first wife to get tax benefits and tax breaks at the golf course in like some random area in the golf course, even though she was cremated. So it was lots of questions that are there as well. But people suspected these additional documents could be at Bedminster. People expected that the documents could be at Trump Tower. And in fact, one of the things that the government, the DOJ, put in their filing that they made on Thursday when they filed the motion for partial stay, and they told the judge, they said, "Judge, your ruling's horrible. We're going to appeal your order. But what we're really seeking a stay on right now is that your injunction stopping us from conducting our investigation based on the confidential records, that we need you to overturn that part of your order, or we need you to stay and stop the enforcement, because our national security is on the line here, and you can imperil our criminal investigation as well. We need to be able to utilize those classified records that we found at Mar-A-Lago to potentially search in other locations as well, and to question people about where other documents may be." And Judge Eileen Cannon, corrupt judge, disgraced Judge Eileen Cannon, they didn't say this, but they basically said, "Judge Eileen Cannon, we need to be able to look at those documents now, and you are imperiling our investigation, and you are going to cause serious harm to the national security interest of our country." So that has not been ruled on yet. Judge Eileen Cannon has ordered Trump to respond to the government's motion for partial stay, and Trump has to respond by the 12th of September. One of the things I mentioned in the other videos is that the Department of Justice's filing and requesting this motion for partial stay was so brilliant because it really boxed in corrupt Judge Eileen Cannon and MAGA fascist Donald Trump, because they now have to claim that there's a possessory ownership interest in Trump specifically over these top secret confidential records. He has to claim that he owns those records and claims that those records belong to him, which would be a crime if he did. And if he claims he declassified the records, which, by the way, is not a defense to any of the crimes that are being investigated that he may have committed, you declassified potentially nuclear secrets and other top secret stuff that could get people killed? Is that what you did? But here, pull up the video just one more time, if you will. Here's the video, just as we're playing it, of people loading boxes, multiple boxes. You see it right now as I'm talking, onto this private jet to be flown to Bedminster. The boxes, let's face it, look identical to the boxes that were kept in storage in Mar-A-Lago. He's bringing boxes from Mar-A-Lago to Bedminster. It's not exactly a difficult leap of logic here to believe that those boxes were boxes that were being transported from Mar-A-Lago that potentially contained government records. It also is not a leap of logic to believe that he has classified records at Trump Tower and classified records at Bedminster that he hasn't returned. And I think that we will be hearing more about that and the government's investigation into that in the coming days and weeks. So stay tuned there. But again, this original report by DailyMail from May 9th, 2021, just a few days after May 8th, 2021, or a few days after May 6th, where NARA contacted Trump's team saying that documents were missing. All of a sudden, documents are being moved out of Mar-A-Lago. Stay tuned there, because there's going to be a lot more there. And remember, the government's already been asking people about where these documents may be. They definitely have some inside sources who have been sharing information with them. And this investigation is only going to heat up. If Donald Trump thought his motion for judicial oversight was going to stop the government, it literally had the opposite effect right now. And so be careful what you wish for. But when it comes to Donald Trump, the layers and levels of criminality, regardless of what he wishes for or doesn't wish for, the chickens will come home to roost. This has been Marcellus for the MeidasTouch Network. Hey, if you want to support the network and independent media, hit the subscribe button right now. That's one of the great ways you can support us. Hit the subscribe button. We also just started a Patreon account. You can go to patreon.com/MeidasTouch, spelled MEIDASTOUCH. So patreon.com/MeidasTouch. There's different tiers of benefits. You could become a producer of the podcast, get postcards from me and the brothers, see behind the scenes work. We're not funded by billionaires or millionaires or 100,000-aires. We're supported by the fuel is democracy. It's you, it's the movement. And so any way you could help out there and be part of this movement and help build this together would be great. But no worries either way. Just hit the subscribe button, and also check out store.MeidasTouch.com for some of the best pro-democracy gear. That's store.MeidasTouch.com. I'm Ben Marcellus. See you on the next one.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs. It wasn't rigged, you're just a loser. At store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.